Christmas 2025, installing the icicles, part 1. What the heck, there we go. So today is November 9, is a Sunday. And we have 59 degrees. And it's only supposed to go down to about 52 tonight. So if this drags on into the evening, well, so be it. So we're not going to freeze. Unfortunately, today is not as ideal as yesterday because there is a band of rain that's going to pass through probably in about 2 hours. So we might have to take a break in the middle of the process for a couple hours, let the rain go through, let stuff kind of dry out, and then go back out later. Alright, so we've got two, here we go, boxes here. This one has some spare lights. Now there's a discrepancy. These are the 300. These are fine. I want to watch out for those heavy duty ones to not get in the mix here. We've got some icicles, some multicolor C9s, transparent or translucent, whatever, which we're going to need a few more of. And then there are icicles underneath this, so, but I'm confused because there's also icicles in this one as well. So this one is our parts when we'll take bulbs out of this to use to fix things. I don't really remember what all this stuff is for, but I'm sure it's in here for a reason, so we'll find out later. We've got various spare bulbs, and then we have a bunch of icicles here. This is the adapter for the kitchen. I think we're going to work in chunks because of the rain. I want to see if we can get something done before it rains. So this stuff was such a good investment. Do we have a kilowatts meter in here? Yes, we do. So we want to find out how much power, how many we can plug together. It's probably about 5, I would think. Let's see if this is working or not. Just need a short cord. This actually will work fine. Oh, you know what? This is a little bit better. Come on. Now, I am expecting that we're going to have some trouble because last year, if I recall correctly, the takedown process was not as graceful as it should have been, and I don't remember what the reasoning was for that, but I think these took a bit of a beating when I took them down. Huh. What do you know? They all work. So we're going to take all these clips off of here because we're not going to use these this year. We've got something much better lined up. I think that we run 3 strings across the house this length for this portion of the building. It's easy enough to find out. We'll just lay it flat in here and see how far it goes. I know we need 1 string of C9. Two actually might be the magic number. We're still going to use these at my neighbor's house, so I'm going to keep those. We're just not going to use them here. I did try to be more neat than previous years when putting everything away, so a lot of stuff like that is sorted out pretty nicely. Nothing here is obnoxiously tangled. That's always a pleasant surprise. I'm going to plug these back in. I kind of like to manipulate them while they're plugged in so that if something is flaky, it's more likely to show up before we put them up. I don't want to beat them up too much, but I do get a little aggressive with it and make sure that nothing weird is going to happen later on. Okay, there's a bulb that's burned out. We've got to change that. Okay, so these fuses are probably 3 amps. Yeah, these are 3 amp fuses. So that's 1 amp. How many connected is this? I guess the easiest thing to do is just how much is 1 draw? 1 string is 0.57 amps. So we'll call that 0.6. Let's see, so 0.6 is 1. I'm going to just better write it down because I'm not going to remember. I'm going to calculate it like 45 times if I don't write it down. One string of icicles, we're just going to round it to 0.6 amps, and we'll just call it 70 watts. So, 0.6 gives us 1.2 plus another 6 gives us, that's 2, 3, 1.8. Plus another 0.6, which is 4 strings, gives us 2.4, not 2.4 gigahertz, just 2.4. And so then 2.4 plus another 0.6, which is a total of 5, gives us our 3. So we probably should not connect more than 4 together. So we're going to call this 4 strings total, because while it would probably hold up if we run it to 3, it's past what it really should be. You're only supposed to load it to 80%, and that's kind of about 2.4s around 80%. So yeah, we'll load it to 3 or to 4 total. We don't need this anymore. We can cancel that out. Alright, so this is important. And I need this to not disappear. I don't have any tape in here. Ain't going anywhere now. Alright, so in the front, we'll need 2 strings to go across. So I'm just going to look at this one really closely and make sure that there's no burnt out bulbs, and kind of handle every part of it. Make sure there's nothing loose. Something on here that doesn't need to be on here. Alright, this string checks out. There's no bad bulbs. Nothing was loose or dodgy about it. So this string will go in the front. So we'll put a plug over there by the stairwell, as we normally do, and we'll plug there. It'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have to start opposite. So then it'll, with the receptacle end, then goes 1, 2, 3, and it's going to plug up somewhere over there. I thought, so when I put everything up, when I put the street lights on, I put an outlet up there. And I thought, oh, I'll just use the the outlet for the Christmas lights. But the problem is I use the street lights to do the Christmas light setup. So it doesn't really work as I had thought it would. So I don't think I'm ever going to use that outlet for the Christmas lights, actually. It was good in concept, and I think it still makes sense to have the outlet there for easy swaps, but I'm not going to use it as I originally intended. I don't go through everything this meticulously, just the stuff on the roof, because I don't want to have to go up there and mess with it later. Oh, no good. No good. Oof, really no good. Whole flippin' thing is busted. Both ends. Really? Yeah, really. Whole thing is busted. Okay, this is not broken. When it's raining, we'll check that one and see if we can find out what's loose. If we can definitively fix it, it goes back out. If it's flaky, it just will get used for parts. Okay, we have a minor break down here at the end, and it might just be because there's a missing bulb. So let me come into here and grab a bulb from our parts string and see if we can revive this. Okay, it was that simple. So we know that there is something definitively wrong with this. We fixed it. I'm comfortable using this. This is burned out. That gets canceled out. Okay, let's go through this and make sure this is working perfectly. I'm not kidding, you got to touch every single bolt, make sure it's not loose or screwed up. The last thing you want to do is put this up there and plug it in and it doesn't work. Alright, this is checking out pretty good. Nothing seems to be wrong with it. Okay. These two are good. I'd like a third string to take up there right now so we can complete this cycle or this circuit. Let me see if I can detect what's wrong with this. Sometimes it's very obvious, there's just one bulb that's loose and you can change it out and it's good to go. Other times it's not so obvious. If I can't find why it's like that, we could always just put this one over the... Oh, there we go, I saw a flash. We could always put this over the deck where it's easily reached if something does get screwed up. I saw it flash briefly. Something in this area. Now it's not flashing anymore. I think this one will go over the deck then. It seems okay, but there's definitely a chance that this could break. I don't trust it. Something's weird about it. Well, it's good enough. We'll use it over the deck. So we'll allow 2 flaky strings. That's one of them. We need 1 string of C9s to go in the front. These are usually pretty reliable. It's just individual bulb issues that you might get on these. And every year people tell me, don't move the lights while they're on. That's valid. The filaments will break easier while they're on. But guess what happens while they're on the house? Sometimes they're on and it's windy and they're moving around. So I'd rather find out if the bulb is going to burn out now than in the first windstorm. That's why I'm moving these around. And sometimes the sockets come loose or whatever, so you do want to manipulate everything while it's on and make sure it's copacetic. This is copacetic. So that's our front portion, and we need one more to go up the side of the house here. So this one is totally gone. That's kind of unusual. I wonder if the fuses have spoiled. That's also very unusual, but I mean, it certainly can happen. Okay, so this string, we'll set this aside to attempt a repair on. Hopefully it's just fuses. Alright, this string looks like it's working just fine. There is a repair here, but seems to be just fine. It's kind of an unusual repair. What the heck did I do here? Huh. That's kind of weird. What did I do to warrant that? No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It works. Burnt out bulb. Working bulb. Did I cancel out the plug? I think that's what happened. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like I canceled out the plug. Oh, what the heck I would have done that for? That's really kind of bizarre. Whatever. Alright, this one checks out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread out two of them and we'll kind of join them with the C9s. Actually, this one should go first because the lead wire is not tied down. This one, the lead wire is tied down to reduce the blank space. I thought that was wind. No, it's just something driving by. Alright, so what we'll do here is just kind of start them like that. Okay. So what we will do is trying to think if we this is the hardest part to do because it's the highest up and you're working over the pavement, so you can't have anything dragging or dropping on the ground because it'll either scratch the paint off the bulbs or the bulbs will break. I think that we're going to have to coil this up, which I don't like to do because that invites the tangling. But if we be very particular about the way this goes on and the way it comes off, it shouldn't be too bad. All right. Just do one more check to make sure that everything's working. We do execute an electrically illegal move, and we're just going to jam this non-polarized or polarized plug into this non-polarized outlet. Oh well. Oh no. That's just a misdemeanor, it's not a big deal. Actually, that's not even a misdemeanor, that's just a ticket. Alright, everything looks good. So now I need a second bungee cord to take up on the roof with me because I don't want to have any, I want a short one, I don't want to have any extra weight on these hooks. They won't hold it. Yeah, this is what we need. Okay, now let the fun begin of dealing with the ladder. I might have another problem with the concrete spilling. Oh, it is what it is. Okay, I just got camera number 2. And we'll need to get the... Actually, we need multiple power cords because we need one that will plug in the lights. I think that this should be long enough because it just needs to go from that power bar up to the top of the stairs there. That should be fine for now. And then this should be fine for the second camera. The bar. Okay, we got both cameras running now. Can look at this Dayton fan while I get the door open and the wiring situated. Oh, it just started raining. Okay, well, I guess we'll test more lights. And I'll shut off camera number 2. Well, that's not ideal. I was hoping to at least get the front done before the ground got wet. But, not so. Okay, that's our front section. I guess we'll just keep testing lights as we go. So we're gonna need, let's see, I'll make an estimate. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, which we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I would say we should have 15 ready to go. Okay, that's that still. Let's see what's up with this one. Okay, so it's not fuses as I expected. I can count on one hand how many times I've seen these fuses go. I mean, it's not inconceivable, but it's very, very rare that the fuses are the problem. Usually you'll see something sparking somewhere if it's an issue with a shunt, and then we can replace that bulb. But I don't see anything going on. Yeah, we'll just use this one for parts. If it was one bulb, you know, one section out, I would try to fix it, but, you know, we'll spend an hour on this trying to get the whole thing to work, and there's no return when you can still buy them, you know. It's a waste, just a waste of time. I need the spare bulbs anyways, so we'll add this to the spare bulbs, because otherwise what happens is I end up going to the store and buying a new string just to use the bulbs from it, and that's dumb. At least we'll just use the broken ones for the bulbs. This one we said works. This will be our third string. This has to be the end of one because the receptacle has been chopped off for some reason. Unless it got unintentionally severed at some point, that's a possibility. Okay, so there's no more icicles in here. Did it stop raining already? I think so. Just enough to make the ground a little slick. Yeah, that stupid light, it turns off more than it turns on. Dumb thing. Wish it was incandescent. Well, it might make sense at this point to transfer what's non-icicles from here into here. Although we are going to need multiple more strings of C9 clear for the icicles, because I'm going to put them all around except for the two peaks. So we'll need a string here. Probably need like a string and a half. Should measure this and see what it is. If we have to cut a string in half, we'll do that. I'm not going to have lights, extra lights we don't need. That's dumb. About 15 to the heat pump. That's about 30 right to here. That's about 16, so 30. About 45, so we will need to, unless we just do a continuous run to cover this, that might be the move. I don't recall ever cutting one in the front though. It's the same distance. No, no, that's wrong. I do recall it being too long in the front. It's like 6 or 7 bulbs too long. So we'll need 1, 2, 5. We'll need 5 strings of C9s still. These look pretty faded, so we'll use these. I try to use the ones on the house that are faded. Okay, something's wrong here. No, maybe not. It just looked like that because of the way it was tangled like that. I thought there was a missing color and the pattern was all screwed up. The pattern has to be correct when it's on the house because you can tell, it's obvious, it's in a line. That bulb looks suspiciously bright. Might want to replace that one before we put these up. Oh, that one was a fair bit loose. That's exactly why we check them all, because sometimes they can be a bit loose. It's a manufacturing defect. That's kind of funny. I've never seen that before. Well, it's no secret these are built down to a cost, but they're still pretty good lights. Okay, this red bulb is burnt out. So we need a string of these for spare bulbs. Oh, now it works again. That ain't gonna last. Do I have one in here? I thought I bought a new one this year. No, I know I bought a new one this year. But where is it now? I gotta find another string of those. Nah, it's not really raining anymore. Alright, do we have... wait a minute. I pulled a bunch of bulbs recently, but those were all high hour bulbs. I don't really want to put those in here. I'd rather just replace them with bulbs from a new string. Now I know what we're going to do. Oh gosh. Not good. Gotta remember my head's a little taller now with this thing. What we can do is let's lay out a string, and then we'll put them to the length of the house, and then we'll cut it to the right length, and what we'll cut off is that defective part, and then we can use those bulbs. That's what we'll do. So we're going to cut this part off. So we'll grab this red bulb and we'll put this red bulb over here. Make sure this is still correct over here. Yep. So let's see, the middle of our string is, that's the break there, and then we'll cut it here. As You hope that this isn't getting wet. Well, obviously it's getting wet, but hope that the lens is not getting catastrophically wet. Okay, so, all right, so we'll cut it there, and that will give us, actually we'll cut it here, so that'll be the last light. Getting sick of that door squeaking like that. Okay. So now we can use this for spare bulbs. Alright, I'm done here now. It's getting oiled right now. I'm tired of it. It's been annoying me for weeks, but now I'm going to do something about it. That's too small. Okay. Do these not have a pin in them like they used to? That's what I was expecting. Why did we not get that here? I guess it just must be that dry. Oh. Ah, I caught the hammer. Oh shoot, is that more? Dang it, there's another mouse in here. It must have come in yesterday when I had the door open, because the stuff is going in there's poop there. I'll have to reset these traps again. I'm pretty sure that it only came in because I had door open yesterday. Come on! You kidding me? The heck is this so tight? I can't get it. Try to pry it up from the top or something instead. You budging with these stupid things. It's not budging. That's annoying. Where's the oil? Eventually this is, I can't get any oil in there like that. Eventually that's going to be a problem. I need to get this to come off. There we go. Piece of junk. Much better. Ow. Hope that didn't break the camera. Alright, that should be good for a while. I gotta clean this mess up now. Oh no, something else just got sucked up in there. I think it was that ornament hook. Well, I guess we don't really need that. This doesn't belong there. Seriously? Jeez. Well, now we know what the length is that we need, so we can cut another string and we'll have the right amount for the front too. I don't think it's raining anymore, but the ground is wet. That's not helpful for this task at all. Okay, so we got the back, that's outside. Okay, let me put this over here. Huh, that's ironic. There's a red bulb. So we're going to need one more string of C9 transparent colored, because we have that for the front, that for the front. We can make this for the back there, but then we need one more on the deck. And I don't think that we have it in... Oh, wait a minute. We do. Okay, we do have one more in here. We have one more. This goes something in there. These go with this. In there. Okay. So we do have more. So, all right, so we have enough C9s in here. So let's cut this to size for the back of the house. Oh, I guess we gotta do something about the end. How bad would it be if we just like did that and left it alone? I guess that would be pretty bad. You know what we'll do is we'll put some cold glue over it. See how many more times we do that. Probably break something first before we stop. Of course, the cold glue has to be over here where it's just unable to be opened. Okay, so we know that we have to take off it's actually one less bulb than what we're going to count here because this is defective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll take off 9 of the bulbs. take that off from the, well, let's see, what side should it, well, I guess it's got to come off the end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we would cut it here. Let's just make sure that this string is, both of these strings are working, because if, you know, I cut this one and the other one happens to have a problem at the end, that's going to be annoying. Looks good. Is this bulb good? Huh, it is. I wonder if I left it in there last year with the intention of replacing that one that went out. Oh well, doesn't matter. Okay, so this string is working. We'll just leave that alone. And this one, we will cut the end off. Three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now these two strings will be for the original portion of the house, front and back. And this we use for spare bulbs, this we use for spare bulbs. Did I do this correctly? No, I knew something wasn't right. And it's close enough that it probably doesn't matter, but something's a little bit off here. Well, oops. Actually, no, it is pretty close. Okay. So that's not going to waste, it's just going to be used differently. Now I've noticed that some of these fit flat like that and make a close to watertight seal. And then other strings don't, so it's almost like there's two different OEMs of these out there. The bulbs look the same at least, but there's definitely something different about the sockets. You know, this area still is not watertight, but at least this is probably pretty watertight. plug is all kind of jacked up. It's almost like it was maybe forced into a non-polarized outlet at some point. That's probably squirrel damage right there. See something shoot into the wires? Those stupid things. Pain in the neck. Pieces of junk. Alright, we need to pink the bulb. Huh. The socket is busted. Okay. Well, not okay, but yeah, that bulb is not broken. Alright. That's definitely broken. We gotta do a repair here. So this socket's not working. These I will fix because unlike the mini lights, these are pretty straightforward. So these sockets, they kind of just snap in place. So if we get a loose connection, sometimes you can fix it. The way it works is, yeah, see these prongs here just stick into the bottom of the base there. Now this one for some reason was like moved off to the side, so I can see why it wasn't working. But because this tab broke, I don't know if we're going to be able to fix this or not. Kind of straighten this out and see if it'll... I think this is probably a manufacturing defect right here. I wonder if this ever worked. No, we're not going to be able to fix that. Let me see if I can get one of the ones from here off without breaking it. So now that I know what this looks like inside, I'll try to be a little more delicate with this. And you can buy replacement sockets. I don't think that that's worth the money. But if I could potentially transplant one from the other string into this one, and it only takes a couple minutes, that might be worthwhile to do. Yeah, it broke again. Well, I might not be able to do that then. But this is what it's supposed to look like, where those things are on either side. What I might be able to do, if I stick the wire on there and then push it down over this. So that should be working now. Let's just see if we can get a conceptual piece of evidence here. Well, that's not going to work because it just came off, but if this is on there like that and it would actually stay, then that should be working now. still not working. Okay, then this is what we're going to do. Okay, we're just going to cancel all this. Cancel. And what we'll do instead is we'll just splice one in. So this is where the bulb belongs. Cut that there, and we'll cut this here. This is not going to be correct because the spacing of the wires is going to be wrong. So we have to, yeah, see if we connect this here like this is way off. So we have to actually connect another piece of wire like this to get this to be the correct spacing. That's too long. That's good enough. I don't think that you're really going to notice the difference. I'm sure people are going to have fun with this in the comments, but this is a very effective way to fix this. It works great. I've done this many times. It seals up very nicely, and it's very strong too. Do I have a little fan somewhere? I know I did kicking around in here for a while. I think it was over here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Sometimes these little fans come in handy, that's why I keep them around. Now, I'm not paying any attention to the polarity because the polarity is already screwed up from it being plugged into a non-polarized plug. Okay, that should be all the gluing that we have to do. Okay, this string goes back over there. This is done and is capped off. Okay, so now this should be working again. We have to figure out what the correct ordering is though for the colors, because I know it's not correct anymore. This whole stinking string seems to be screwed up in terms of the ordering. Okay, so this ordering is totally wrong. This needs to be a red. Red, blue, green, orange, pink. Red, blue, green, hot glue, green, and this is supposed to be orange, but this is kind of screwed up. orange, pink, red, blue, green, orange, pink, red. Okay, so now this is good. This is kind of dirty. What the heck? It's a little better. Okay, so now this string is ready for the front of the house, or I guess the back over there. This is cut to size. And you can make fun of this repair all you want. It works very well. Okay, so we've got that for the front, this for the back, and now we just need one more string to go across over where the deck is. We've got a lot of spares. That's why I'm not too worried about trying to fix all these. You know, if there's one segment out, it's worth the time to fix it. But if the whole thing is going like that one was, which is kind of unusual, then I don't think it's worth the time to fix it. And plus we can still buy them, so if we use any, I'll replenish the stock at the end of the year when they go on sale. Let's clean up the working space here. This is all stuff to cancel out. Not going to cancel that out, it still works. I just remembered why that's cut, or whichever one is cut, that one's cut. I think I cut one section of it out to make it shorter, because it was just, there was a little bit of extra somewhere. That's what that's for. So we have to use that as our final string so that everything fits correctly. A spoiled bulb. A working bulb. Here's another spoiled bulb. Here's another spoiled bulb. That string is good to go. Okay, this string checks out as well. So there's a pile of 3 there. I think I'm going to take a break after this string and go to the apple cider mill to get some apple cider and apples. This is a very tedious task. I could use a break. Did I finally cut this last year to be the right length? I'm telling you, we went through all that for no reason. Oh, I think we did. Oh well. I guess at the end of this year I should really label where everything goes, and then it would have alleviated any potential duplicate solving of problems. Okay, this string checks out. And we only need one more string of C9s. So probably just use this one. Actually, no, we're not gonna use this one because this one is not going to be the right length. We'll have to use this for something else. I'm sure we can find a use for that. Well, I always try to take these tags off too because they look ridiculous. You can see them from the ground, they're so big. Okay, there's our string of C9s for the deck. Put that over here. All right, I'll go through these real quick and then we're going to take a break. A burnt out bulb. A burnt out bulb. A burnt out bulb. Looks like we got a problem on this string. A burnt out bulb. A burnt out bulb. And a whole burnt out section. All right, is it missing a bulb? Doesn't seem to be. Ah, here's the problem. Okay, well, you know how we're going to fix that. With cold glue. That's easy fix. I'll do that when I get back. I don't want to miss the apple cider. Alright, well, I'm going to take a break and then we'll come back and fix this. I went and got the apple cider. Now the car's all wet, so it's going to get real humid in here, so we may have to put on one of the dehumidifiers. But let's finish the rest of these icicles. We got to patch this one up, put the cold glue back on, get this cooling off. So all we need to do is just stick that wire back in place and then glue it shut. Easy repair. I don't know if this is a QC issue or if this is a squirrel thing. This was probably a QC issue. Just kind of bend the wires back like that and then stick it in. I'm just going to make sure that they don't short out to the other side. If we do it like that and then stick it in, that should be good. Not going to short out against anything else. Okay, that's good. So we'll just wait for the cold glue to warm up and then we can fix this pretty easily. Keep this string going for another year or two, hopefully longer. Oh no, which one was it? I had to be one of these up here. Couldn't have gone that far. This one, okay. I'm gonna mark this with something just because I keep losing its place. That will stick in like that. And that's clear on the other side there. It's not going to short out. That's a good fix. Okay. While that cools down, let's take a look at some of the other strings. So we've got, I think that's 3 there, 3 over there. Well, I guess we'll just do them all, and then if we need more at that point, we got to open a new box. There is that one string that's busted, so we might have to open a new one, but that's not a problem. This looks pretty good at first glance. Too bad it's raining tonight because it's 56 degrees. It's totally doable to be outside and put the lights up tonight, but it's not safe. All sorts of hooks and pieces of wire on this one. These must have been the ones that went up on the side here, so we'll probably reuse those pieces of wire. A lot of busted bulbs in this one. Alright, these strings check out good. I don't want to make this obvious that this has been repaired. You don't want to see the repair. So we're going to have to use a very conservative amount of glue here. Keep it down. It's not time for dinner yet. Actually, it kind of is. It's almost 7 o'clock. Alright. That's good. That's been repaired. This should not be particularly noticeable when it's up on the roof, but it should be completely reliable. So let's go through this string again and make sure that it's good all the way through. Excellent. Easy fix. Another burnt out bulb. I guess we would have missed that because this section wasn't working. Nope. This just went out. They're not good. And this is exactly why we check it a couple times over. We have another problem here. Alright, why have you decided to spoil? Okay, so in this case, we can definitively tell it's this bulb. So quite possibly the little leg has bent off, has broken off the base. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it's broken. Ah, the problem is the contact is misaligned. You're not going to be able to see this on the video because this camera doesn't focus up close enough. But there's a little contact in here that has moved. There's two little plastic slots that contact is supposed to sit in, and it has moved outside of one of them, so it's no longer close enough to the edge of the bulb to make good contact. As long as we can get that back in place like that, that problem should go away. For heaven's sakes. Okay, that problem is solved. Oh, 2 failures on this string. That's not bad, all things considered. These have been pretty reliable so far. And remember, these are going on, some of these have been out there for, this is their 4th season. Okay, that string is good. Burnt out bulb. Oh, something was flaky just there. Alright, we got trouble somewhere around here. Okay, here's our problem bulb. Looks like it's the same issue with the contacts. Well, there's another problem somewhere here. I just saw a flash. There's definitely something wrong. I saw two flashes in this section. There's something is loose somewhere. And I can guarantee you it's not going on the house like that. So we've got to find out what that is. I think it might have just been a loose bulb. Okay, I think we can pass this string. A couple minor problems here, but nothing crazy. Bunch of spoiled bulbs in this one. All right, this one gets a pass. We got a problem with this one. There's a missing bulb. Sure is nice when things are simple like that. It's got to be somewhere right in here. Okay, it might have just been a loose bulb. Nope. There's still something else going on with this. I just saw it flick off again. I know it's right in here. It's maybe that was it. I don't know. Yeah, it seems pretty good now. Nope, I just saw it flick again. There is something wrong with this string. And the problem is we get a lot of wind here, and these things do whip around, or quite a bit out there. So if it's flaky, it might flake out. So you really don't want to use something that's flaky, but now it seems like it's okay. Oh. Okay, we gotta be getting close. It gotta be somewhere right around here. Okay, this might be our problem right here. There we go. Contact is kind of pushed a little bit too far out, but this might be the issue. It's kind of off to the side there. Let's move this back in place, pull it out a little bit, and we'll stick it back in. Alright, I'm pretty sure that was the problem. So I think we'll go ahead and pass this one now. Alright, well, that's good for that. So that's all the strings that we have. We totaled one of them that we'll keep for parts, and the rest are repaired. Wasn't much to repair, just a couple minor issues. So we've got our C9s all set. We've got the icicles all set. And now we just need some better weather.